Hi guys, it's Haley, and today I'm going to be doing kind of a combination of things. I'm going to be talking about books that I'm unhauling because for one reason or another I did not like it and it needs to go. And I'm also going to be talking about my summer's most anticipated read that I got in the mail at the beginning of the month, and I'm so excited to share. So I'm just going to get into it. If one of your favorite books is on my list of books I'm getting rid of, please don't be offended. These just weren't for me, and I have like so many books and not enough shelf that I just need to be better at getting rid of books. So if they're not my favorite, then they need to go, even if I paid full price and it's very pretty. Which is sometimes why I keep books. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get into why I'm getting rid of these books, and yeah. My first book on my list is Audrey Niffinger's The Time Traveler's Wife. This was a movie, obviously, and I think I got this at the thrift store like a long time ago, and I decided to read it at Christmas time for some reason. This follows Henry, and he's a time traveler, and he like time travels in and out of Claire's life. And then, you know, they have this relationship, and he's known Claire since she was little. I really liked the time traveling aspect of it and the way she tells the timeline of their relationship, because like obviously like Henry's first meeting with Claire is not Claire's first meeting with Henry, which I thought was interesting. I liked that part of the story. I did not like the ending. Like the last half of the book is just really depressing and not fun to read, and so I did not enjoy that. I also didn't like, it was really graphic in places, and I didn't need to know. There's certain images you can't get out of your head, and so that's what I felt like this book did for me. I just was not a fan and won't ever read it again, so yeah. My next book on my list is a book that I did not finish, because I just couldn't finish it. Thea and Oliver by Christina Morocco, I think. Okay, so I bought this book at Barnes & Noble, and I bought this book because I was looking for a I was reading all these books that were like edgy and all this, and I wasn't wanting that. I was wanting a Sarah Dessen book, and like Anna and the French Kiss, which I just read, which was so good. I was looking for that kind of book, and this one said on the back, should appeal to fans of John Green and Sarah Dessen who are looking for something new. Well, sounds like something for me. They lie. They lie, and they lie. Okay, so this follows Thea and Oliver, best friends. He has some sleeping disorder where he's asleep for weeks on end. And so it kind of, we catch up with them in their high school years. He's been falling asleep more often, leaving her to her own devices. And what happens is, like, she's kind of a better person because when he's awake, like, he kind of helps bring out her good traits. But when he's asleep, she's just like a very messed up person, and she doesn't really, know what to do when he's asleep. So a lot of this book he's asleep, so or at least the 200 pages I read, he's asleep a lot, and she's just a jerk. And I got to a place where I'm like, Althea, you don't deserve Oliver, because Oliver is this, like, you know, just this nice upstanding guy, and you're just this, like, just not a good person. No nice words. So when I got to the point where I was just like, ugh, I don't even ship you guys together. I don't even know if they get together because I didn't finish it, because I was just like, it just gets so dark and gross. And the first 100 pages of this book is like a Sarah Dessen book, so you might start reading it and going, oh, this is great, you know. And the tagline in this book, Althea can't stop falling in love, Oliver can't stop falling asleep. Like, yes. No. Don't believe it. It just halfway through it just goes whoosh, and you're like, what am I even reading? And she's just a jerk, and it's so dark, and I'm just like, ugh. And I just was trying to get through it, and after talking to people, they were like, just pull the plug. And I was like, yeah, goodbye, Althea and Oliver. I'd had high hopes, but you're not the book for me. And one of the things, I think like the last straw was, like, I read this long string of obscenities that she said, and usually I'm not offended by those types of things, but this string of obscenities was so bad. Like, I've never read anything like it, that I was just like, I'm offended. I am offended, and I hate you, and I don't want to feel that about a main character, so yeah, I'm getting rid of it. Again, sorry if that's your like favorite book. Sorry. I just couldn't handle it. Okay, so my next book is a very controversial book through BookTube, I'm sure, because I've heard lots of people talk about this book. One of the reasons I bought this book is because of people's recommendations. Youre Okay by Nina LaCour, which follows our main character, Marin, after her grandpa dies, and she kind of just drops off the face of the earth, moves to college, and just cuts off all of her friends, because her relationship with her grandpa gets kind of interesting, like after she finds a lot of stuff about him after he passes away that kind of messes with her head, and she doesn't really know how to deal with her grief, so she kind of just cuts out the people in her life, and she's very lonely, but she doesn't know how to reach out to people. So I thought it was good in that aspect of like figuring out how to like deal with the grief mentally, and I felt like it portrayed that very nicely. But I just didn't like the story. I just wasn't into it. I read it really quick in like 2 days again, but once I was over, it was just like, nah. It just didn't give me the feeling like a book should give me. My favorite books give me, it just didn't have any. It was lackluster, is what I feel. So yeah, getting rid of this one, even though it's so pretty. Look at that. It's just like a gorgeous cover, and I'm kind of sad. But, time to pull the plug. I don't know why I'm saying that over and over again. Okay, my last book on my list is really controversial. A lot of people say this is one of their favorite books, but Rainbow Rowell's Carry On. I absolutely loved Eleanor and Park, so I don't know if it's because I loved Eleanor and Park so much that it's just let me down, but I wasn't into it, and maybe I'm not a big fantasy reader, but this was fantasy, and it wasn't good fantasy, in my particular opinion. They're in like wizarding school, like Simon and Baz, and they're enemies, but then you know they have all this conflict, and then they're fighting this big bad evil, and he's the chosen one, Simon is, and he's the one that's supposed to fight the big bad evil. It just sounds a lot like another story out there about wizarding school, and I felt like it was anticlimactic. I didn't really get into the romance. I enjoyed certain characters. It was entertaining me enough for me to finish 500 pages, but after it was done, I was just like, praise the Lord, it's over. And again, that's not a feeling a book should give you. So I'm parting ways, even though, again, it's a pretty book. And it has a map inside. It's time to let go. Okay. So those were the books that I'm unhauling. Again, sorry if they're your favorite books. It's just not for me. So now I'm going to share my most anticipated read of the summer. I got this at the beginning of the month when it came out, and I'm just excited to share it. Once and for All by Sarah Dessen. It's so pretty. Like, it's pink on the inside. And I, like, really cannot wait to read this. I've kind of been, like, holding off on reading it, because I just don't want it to be over. Like, I don't want to read it and it to be done. So I've just kind of been, like, hesitant to read it just because I'm so excited. I know that's weird, but that's my struggle, my inward struggle. So I've decided what I'm going to do, or this is my plan, is I'm going to reread all of Sarah Dessen's books. And at first I thought I was going to start with Once and For All and work backwards, but what I think I'm going to do is spend the summer reading her books from publishing, like in, I don't even know what I'm saying, in publishing order. So from oldest, I thought I saw a spider, I am so sorry. So from publishing date oldest to newest, so I'll end with Once and For All. Because I haven't reread any of her books, and it's been like since high school that I read some of them, so I kind of just want to go back and read them because they are some of my favorite books. Some of them are not my favorite books that I did not like, but I think it will be fun just to go through and read them all. And I don't know if it'll be longer than the summer. I'm gonna make kind of like a goal sheet, and I'll probably link it in the description box below, so then you can kind of, if you want to do like a read along with me, then you can, which would be great. Yeah, so I'm gonna put that in the link below. Again, I'm not sure how long I'm gonna make it. But yeah, it's all gonna be leading up to Once and For All, so I kind of have like a binge Sarah Dessen thing going on. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. Thanks for checking out this video, guys. Let me know in the comments below if you want to be a part of my Sarah Dessen read-along. Also, let me know if you disagree with any of my books or agree. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. That'd be so great. I hope to be bringing another video to you soon. So, thanks, guys.